we've all been there, haven't we?
Hmm.
That heart-stopping moment. You're maybe deep into an online poker game, or you've just lined up this perfect parlay, for that big game. The tension's building, your finger's right there over the confirm button, and then zip, nothing. Power flickers, maybe the Wi-Fi just dies, and the screen goes black. And instantly, that wave of panic hits you. Like, did my bet actually go through? Did I win? Did I lose? What happened? Was my hand folded? Ugh. It's that cold sweat feeling, really. So today, for this deep dive, we're going to unpack exactly that. What really happens when the digital connection just
Yeah,
snaps.
it's totally natural to feel that panic. But the interesting thing is how surprisingly resilient these systems actually are.
Huh.
Much more than you probably think. The key concept here, the thing often overlooked, is server-side processing. It's fundamental,
Server-side processing. Okay.
right? So your device, your phone, your laptop, whatever, it's really just acting as a kind of window,
Mm.
a display. The actual game, the bet placement, the card dealing, all the complex stuff, that's all happening on powerful, secure servers, miles away, usually in big data centers.
Yeah, okay. So it's not really on my device at all.
Exactly. Think of it like watching, say, a live football match on TV. If your TV suddenly cuts out, the game itself doesn't just stop, does it? It keeps going. The
Yeah.
result is just, well, it's waiting for you to reconnect and see what happened.
Okay, that makes sense. So applying that, what does happen then for the player when my connection drops? Let's start simple. Maybe a straightforward sports bet I've already placed.
Good starting point. So if you place that bet, and crucially, it was successfully registered on their servers before your internet went down, well, then it's locked in. Fate is tied purely to the real-world event. Your connection, or lack of it, doesn't matter after that point.
Right.
So when you eventually log back in, maybe hours later, your account balance will just be updated, win or lose, as if you've been watching the whole time. The system just held on to that result for you.
Okay, simple enough for sports bets. Does that same idea carry over to, say, casino games? Like, I'm thinking blackjack, you're mid-hand, maybe you've just hit on 16, the dealer's showing a 7, you're waiting for that next card, and bam, blackout.
That's a great example, actually. And yes, the principle holds. The system meticulously records your last confirmed action, in your case, hitting on 16. So when you manage to reconnect, you will almost certainly find yourself placed right back into that game, at that exact point, waiting for the dealer's next move. The game state is preserved.
Right back where you left off. Okay. But what about things like multiplayer poker tournaments? Those feel different because other people are involved. The clock's ticking. Losing connection there feels way more disruptive. You're right. It does introduce another layer, mostly about keeping the game flowing for everyone else. So for poker tournaments, the platforms have pretty specific rules. Often there's a timeout mechanism. If you're disconnected for more than, say, 30 seconds or a minute, your hand might be automatically folded.
Ah, okay. So you could lose the pot you were in.
You could lose that specific pot, yes. It's done to keep the game moving fairly for the other players at the table. But, and this is really important, your chips, your tournament buy-in, that's secure. Your funds aren't lost just because your connection dropped. You can usually jump back in when you reconnect, maybe on the next hand, or you'll be credited appropriately if you're blinded out. Your actual investment is protected.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Uh-huh.
But now, the really nail-biting one, the almost bet. You're watching live, in-game odds flashing, changing second by second. You see a great opportunity, finger hovers over, confirm for a big wager, and then the connection drops right at that instant. Did it go through? Does it count? That feels like the ultimate gray area. It definitely feels like the most ambiguous moment, doesn't it?
Mm.
But actually, it boils down to something very concrete. Timestamps. Digital timestamps. These systems rely on incredibly precise timing, down to fractions of a second. Think of it like an undeniable digital record keeper.
Okay.
So, if your request to place that bet, the signal from your device was successfully received and processed by their server before the connection failed, then yes, that bet is valid. It exists. But if the server never got that final confirmation signal from you, or maybe if something crucial happened in the game that changed the odds just before your request was fully processed, then the bet likely never existed in their system.
So it's all about whether the server logged it in time.
Exactly. It's about that precise moment of registration. And most reputable platforms are very, very clear about this in their terms and conditions. They tend to be cautious, actually, to avoid disputes. It has to be definitively recorded. Milliseconds matter.
That level of detail, the time stamping, It really speaks to the underlying technology, doesn't it? The infrastructure these places must have. It's clearly not just about the flashy website.
Oh, absolutely. The investment in robust infrastructure is huge. We're talking about serious digital resilience. Concepts like redundancy and fail-safes are key. Think multiple backups of everything, mirror servers, maybe even at different geographic locations, detailed disaster recovery plans.
So even if their systems have a hiccup.
Exactly. Even if there's a major outage on their end, not just yours, the goal is that player data, funds, transaction histories aren't wiped out. Your account balance, your betting history, the state of your last game, all that data is constantly being logged, replicated, and stored securely. It's designed for continuity, built to handle disruptions.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this up then. The next time the lights flicker or the Wi-Fi just decides to, take a break right in the middle of a crucial play, that initial gut punch of panic, totally normal, we all feel it. But the reality hidden behind the screen is that this digital architecture is specifically designed to handle these exact kinds of interruptions.
Precisely. It's quite a testament to the technology and the meticulous planning involved.
Yeah. The game doesn't just vanish because your screen went dark. It keeps going somewhere out there in the digital ether, just waiting for you to reconnect and see how things turned out.
That's the core takeaway, really. This hidden, sophisticated digital backbone is working constantly to ensure your data, your game state, it all remains intact, even when your personal connection fails you for a moment. It makes those blackouts seem far less catastrophic than they feel in the moment.
Which kind of leaves us with a pretty interesting thought to chew on, doesn't it? If so much of what we do online, like placing a bet, relies on this incredibly robust server-side processing that just continues unseen, regardless of whether we are connected or not, what does that really mean for other parts of our increasingly digital lives? How much else is constantly continuing out there on remote servers playing out without us, whether we're watching or not?